7th July, Thursday. Newspaper news for all bank exams. Part 1. RBI moves to boost forex inflows, arrest rupee slide. The background is Indian rupee against dollar is keeping on falling. It has come to nearly 80 rupees, around 79 rupees. So when rupee falls, it creates problems also. It is very good for the exporters. When rupee falls, it is very good for the exporters. That I will explain later. But our imports are always more than the exports. For example, crude oil we import. So there is an article in Business Line. What will be the impact of a stronger dollar, that is a weaker rupee? It will bloat India's import bill. Import bill will go up. We have to pay more. And if this gap gets out of control, it can lead to a balance of payments crisis. Yes. And many essential commodities India imports also get costlier, thus feeding into inflation. Then inflation will go up. Because we import a lot, this is known as imported inflation. So then when inflation goes up, then Reserve Bank of India will be forced to increase the interest rate. When the interest rate is increased, again it affects the economy. That we will see later, because everything is interconnected. Then G20 ministers set for fraud meeting at Bali. Find out what is the meaning of fraud. G20 foreign ministers travel to the foreign resort island of Bali. This is foreign ministers meeting. Then we have finance ministers meeting also. G20 finance ministers meeting, that is also in Bali, Indonesia. Indonesia will chair the meeting, G20 chair. Then some points. Germany holds the presidency of the group of 7 nations. Germany. So many things are there. I have told you the main things. Then the next one. A very interesting and important article. India targets $350 billion services exports this fiscal. Fiscal means financial year. Financial year is from April to March as far as India is concerned. 1st April to 31st March. $350 billion exports. Services exports. That is our target. That's very important from the exam point of view. They will ask this. New foreign trade policy is likely to be unveiled in September. FTP, foreign trade policy. Key sectors including tourism and hospitality. What are the key sectors? That includes tourism and hospitality. Tourism is very important for us. Then this thing is here also. India services exports in the fiscal year, financial year 2021-22, last year, April to March, touched an all-time high of $254 billion. All-time high, record high. Remember this figure also, $250 billion. India's trade deficit widened to a record high in June, $25 billion. All these are very important, these also. Then, trade deficit elevated through 2020-23 with the current account deficit expected to nearly double to more than 3% of GDP. What is current account deficit? What is capital account deficit? We will see later. So this figure is important. Expected to nearly double to 3% of GDP. As per World Trade Organization estimates, India's services export market share improved from 3% to 4%. India's share in services exports is now around 4%. Computer services, this is very important. Computer services comprise about 1/3 of India's total services exports. India's total services exports, computer services 33%. This is also very important. Another beautiful article on carbon neutrality. What is carbon neutrality? We will see later. Including India, many countries have set themselves net zero targets. European Union wants to be the first carbon neutral region. European Union is not a country. European Union first carbon neutral region in the world by 2050. This is also very important from the exam point of view. Carbon neutrality is a very important word. We will see later. Very important editorial. Russia and Ukraine, which together accounts for close to 1/4 of the total food supplies in the world market. Russia and Ukraine, 1/4, 25% of the total food supplies in the world market. According to the World Food Program, the number of severely food insecure people has more than doubled to 276 million. Severely food insecure people, more than doubled to 276 million in the past 2 years. அதில் because cost of two main farm inputs, fertilizers and energy, have gone up by anything. The price of fertilizers more than 50%, more than half. Energy by nearly 2/3, 67% approximately. India, as far as India is concerned, rice exports last year touched a record 21 million tons. Rice exports 21 million tons. In the case of wheat, though the country is the world's second largest producer, wheat India the second largest producer. Who is the largest producer? Find out through Google. China supported India because some countries attacked India for this wheat export. We put some ban, but China supported India. That also they have written. Surprisingly, China supported India. The blame game, the editorial ends, the blame game would serve no purpose. It's a lovely editorial, very important from the exam point of view. We will see later today. Bye.